Oh, no way. That's insane. That's insane.
So we have Jan here, Tesla Fix. He's been on our channel. You probably know him. He covers Tesla and really even all EVs from a German and European perspective. So Jan, tell us a little bit about your channel, and then we're also going to get your first impressions driving the Tesla Cybertruck.
So I gotta say, I mean, okay, my channel is about covering Tesla from the unique German perspective, kind of. I interview people from all around the Tesla community. I'm a huge Tesla nerd. I've never owned a Tesla before, but recently bought a Model 3 Highland finally in December.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you very much.
You sent me a photo. I was like, that's such a beautiful car.
Exactly, and I really much put an effort into designing this thing because, of course, I have a Poser long range because it's a standard range, but has the better wheels, a little bit the nicer, sportier wheels, and the white interior. But overall, I'm amazed by this. I've covered Tesla since 2 years. I started with Farzad Misbah on my channel, and then it grew and grew and grew. Now it's around 7,000 subscribers, so I'm pretty glad about this. Now, finally, I mean, I was at the Tesla takeover in Europe. And that's, I was invited by you guys, and it was super nice of you to let me into this nice event. And I made a lot of nice connections, and we went here to the US now to finally test the Cybertruck because, goddammit, I needed to see this thing in real life, and it's amazing. It's such a nice car.
And the crazy thing is, this is a unicorn. This is not just any Cybertruck.
No. Yeah.
So this is like, you know, it's got the black digital camo plus these rims over here.
Yeah, from Unplugged Performance. Yeah.
But, you know, just for the people that aren't familiar with you and your channel, like, you know, what are your first impressions of seeing the Cybertruck not in person, but like you saw it at the takeover event in Europe?
Yeah, sure.
But out here, like, you know, what are just your thoughts on this car, like viewing it, you know, before driving it perspective?
Yeah. So the interesting thing that I've noticed immediately was that when I saw it the first time, the first thing was, wait a second. Wow, the size, it looks so much smaller in the pictures, and I think I have a small theory about this because everybody uses a wide-angle lens on their phone, on their cameras most of the time, especially many influencers also use that and hold it up because they have to film themselves. And if you use a or a different, how do you call it? It's a portrait lens, and you look at the car, suddenly it makes sense because now the size comparison, it's correct because I'm 1 meter 83 centimeters. I'm not sure how much that is, but I'm a tall guy, and this thing is still super tall. And standing in front of it, I mean, these wheels, for example, are massive. That doesn't come across in the pictures.
And the crazy thing is, so how tall? Well, I guess how many feet are you?
Yeah, that's
Okay. How many? What's the metric in Europe?
Yeah, I said it. 1 meter and 83 centimeters.
Okay, so in the U.S., like I guess you're probably a little bit taller than me.
No,
right?
I would say we're about the same height. I would say.
So, you know, this thing actually gets all the way when it's fully extended on extract mode, gets up to 6'9".
Wow.
And it would be taller. It would probably be way
I know.
like up here.
I saw one driving around which had the high settings, and we even saw a production vehicle or a test vehicle of Tesla driving around here for 1 second, and I was like, oh geez, there it is. And seeing this thing on the road is totally different because you can compare it to other cars, and suddenly you're like, damn, this is a cyber beast. It is a beast. Yeah. It's a beast. Yeah.
Well, let's go get into the car.
Oh Jesus!
You know,
is it time now?
Yeah,
I can't.
Because you've only seen this, right? And so being able to drive this thing around is going to be great.
Oh God, it's so funny. I mean, it's crazy because you have to think about this. I pre-ordered this car 2020, and it won't come out to Europe so far. And I'm curious about this. And now seeing it for the, okay, now getting in, it's gonna be. This is even nice already. Wait a second.
And if you put your fingers even there, I don't know if you you knew this, but one safety feature. So if you open this, it cannot close now. So if you stuck your fingers there,
genius.
It won't. Yeah.
No, that's well thought out because this would cut your fingers off because it's like, it's sheet metal. I mean.
All right.
Wow, the door is pretty heavy. You can tell it's a tank. Okay, wait a second. This is amazing. This thing is amazing. Wait a second. I'm gonna buckle in here for 1 second and then experience the interior and take it all in. I mean, it's great. It's how can I describe this? It's way. It's big and some kind. It's almost the perfect size, kind of, because the interior is pretty big and wide, and also like this is insane.
Yeah, you can't even reach.
No,
This
you
thing's
can't.
like
Yeah,
I can't reach all the way.
yeah, but the interior seems to be like cozy and big at the same time. It's different to or difficult to describe because it has because you have 3 full-size rows or 3 full-size seats in the back, and you also feel the width. When I can tell that the width is also more than, for example, the Model 3 Highland, for example, or even the Model S Plaid that I tested before this trip. And I gotta say, it's interesting because it opens up in front, kind of. It's a very interesting shape. It's very interesting to see that. And also, I mean, the most obvious thing is the yoke,
we call it the squircle.
The squircle. Yeah, I like that it's so tight. It's like more condensed than the Model S. So for my hands, I think this is perfect.
And you own a Model 3 Highland.
Yeah.
And so this is, you're driving the latest, Tesla anyways right now. So
yeah.
this is even a step up from that. But what are what were your thoughts? Like you've been sitting in it for a couple minutes. What comes to mind when you think of this?
So first of all, I gotta say, like, if I compare it like from the quality control perspective, it looks like, I'm German, so I have to check the panel gaps always. But it's well built, it's tough, it doesn't rattle, and it's on par or similar. I would say the Model 3 Highland is hard to beat, but I mean, the Model 3 Highland in build quality could be maybe a little slightly better, but just a tiny tidbit, because it's pretty good. Okay, here maybe is something that I would say, okay, yeah, that's a little bit, but yeah.
It's a little bit too
Who
loose.
cares about this if you are in a bulletproof car? Seriously. I mean, that's the main thing. This thing is tough. I mean, even if it would rattle, it's okay, but I don't notice anything. And I think the build quality is actually pretty nice. And okay, Germans would be like, oh no, it doesn't have to squeak, but I don't care about those things. How many times do you touch this panel? Never? How about that? And it's awesome. Even the triangles here, that's, wow.
Yeah.
That's super nice.
They made like really small things, hints, like even when you close the window, you can just see the logo and stuff, right? So if you just close this or leave it open, it can go all the way up.
Oh yeah.
But if I believe it's like, so it comes up like the Cybertruck when you do that.
That's what they.
So you put it down.
Okay, I get it.
And then open the door.
So it's like a little logo kind of thing.
Yeah, right there. Yeah,
that's the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Wow,
all right. Well, people
nice.
are here to not look at all of these fine things. They want to know, what is this like driving? So that's what we're gonna get into.
Is it time?
Yeah.
Is it time? Okay. Finally. Okay. This it's oh no way, that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah. So what he's reacting to is the wheels are turning in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you have to get a shot out of this. Look into the rear window here and maybe zoom in a bit. But look at this. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's turning, and it's so easy to turn the steering wheel.
Yep.
How is this possible? Okay, that's steer-by-wire. I get it. I know the technique, and you also see it here in a small visualization when you do it. Okay, so I gotta go drive backwards now and check it out. Okay, wait. It has almost. It's like a turning radius with my car. That's insane. That's a ship. How is this possible?
And have you ever driven something this big?
No. I mean, okay, a Sprinter van and stuff like this, but it's okay. I gotta drive here, but that's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, you don't have to turn the steer. That's steer-by-wire. Look how easy that is. I'm turning a ship like this. It's so easy. I could one finger.
Yeah, it's so reactive, right?
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. I'm gonna go left, maybe.
Yep, and then right.
Left and then okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it has a punch.
And this is the dual motor, not the Cyber-V. So let's make a right up here.
Okay. Wow, the Squircle is amazing because it's so tight and you don't need much force. That's why, I mean, this is like a spaceship wheel, and it's almost like an aircraft like an aircraft yoke thing what they have in the airplanes, and I like this bone to hold on to, because
Yeah.
you can really steer this ship by just turning it like 12 degrees. It's enough. It's sufficient. That's insane, John.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll go through the light here.
Okay.
Just keep going, and then when it hits a stop sign, we'll make it right. But you've driven a Model 3, right?
Yeah.
You have a Model 3 Highland.
yeah.
It's the latest thing.
Yeah.
How is this compared to that, right? I mean, and again, you said it turned like a Model 3. I mean, what is even the ride quality? I mean, are you hearing? Is it as quiet? Or quieter than the Model 3, or what?
So far I would say so, because I didn't hear much road noise. I can notice maybe, but that's due to the wheels probably, because those are off-road wheels. I expect to have a little more road noise. It also, you feel the road a little bit more. It's not like, it's a little bit, but it's still smooth. For road wheels, like for off-road wheels, I mean.
Yes.
It's insane. I mean, it's good. It's super good.
Yeah.
And also the cabin inside is very, not too loud, you don't hear too much. I would say it's comparable, but maybe the Model 3 Highland is a little bit better in that regard, but just because I have the stock wheels that are optimized for the sound reduction, and this one has off-road wheels. But for off-road wheels, it's actually insanely quiet here. And what I also noticed is that you can hear the engine a little bit. You feel like there is something under the hood, and that's nice. It's a future sound, like a hyper warp.
Next one.
Next one?
Yeah.
So like a hyper warp.
Because I think I'm so used to driving the Cybertruck now. Like, so even like hearing the motor go up, like how is that different than your Model 3?
So the Model 3 does, if you hear the motor, it's like, it's very subtle.
Yes.
And this one is like, because you really have it has a vroom. Because of course this thing is, I mean, this is about 3,200 kilograms, sorry, I don't know how much
Don't worry
it weighs
about
in
it.
pounds, but still, I mean, it's a heavy truck, but yeah, you have to have a little bit more torque to get this thing rolling, and that's why it's nice to hear actually the engine. But it's not bad. I would say it's nice because it gives it a little more soul. Like, whoop. It's nice. It's like a hyper warp thing. It's insane. I really love it.
Yeah,
it's such a great.
Okay, so the first question is, how, if Tesla
I had to do it.
You have to.
Yeah.
If Tesla were to make these technologies available in the Model 3 and Model Y, like, do you, like, versus other German cars, even other German EVs, like, how do you think that would impact, the impact of the vehicles?
It already does. That's the main issue here. The German car companies cannot compete because they are still arguing about, how about we make this stitch there, and how about we improve the rattling noise here? But they don't realize Tesla is not just only the hardware; it's especially the software, but the electric car on its own, just the hardware, the technology that goes into the hardware itself, having steer-by-wire in the Cybertruck, which will trickle down to the other models at some point. Should I make a right turn? Yeah. Is a technology that they are not able to...
You're used to this.
I'm already set up. It's easy to handle a big, huge truck, which is insane because I drove Sprinter vans, but nothing reacts like this. This has a turning radius like a just normal sedan, which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and what I wanted to say about the technology, I mean, if that's passed down to the other cars, this will be a game changer. But even the cars, how they are set up right now, are already a huge competition, especially the Chinese made Model 3 Highland, or even the Fremont version of the performance model that we are now seeing is insane, because I've tested that recently with Omar from Omar's catalog, and I gotta say, I sat in this thing. It's from Fremont and it's on par. It's exactly the same quality than from China, and that's impressive.
Oh, the Model 3 Highland versus the German one?
Yeah, so the Model 3, the Model 3 performance version, the new one, that's built in Fremont, is the same quality than the one that we
Berlin.
can order from in Germany, which is the
Wow.
Shanghai model. So
okay.
so the Shanghai Model 3 Highland is on par with the Model 3 performance model from
Yeah.
Tesla from Fremont.
Yeah, that's
which
right,
is
'cause
insane.
Berlin only makes the Model Y.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean the Shanghai quality they've done such an amazing job. But yeah, what do you think? Is this realistic to come to Europe?
Yeah, so I think there is probably a little problem because still it's the pedestrian safety thing. And I don't know why, but since I think the most thing is, or the biggest problem to get this thing to Europe might be the steel thickness, because we have a legislation in Europe that I've read. You still need to fact check this, so don't pinpoint me on this. But what I've heard is that it's due to the regulation that the steel thickness needs to be 1.9 millimeters thick.
Okay, you can go.
Oh, I can go? Yeah. So, and the steel thickness of the Cybertruck is 2.9 millimeters as far as I know. So it's 1 millimeter too thick. But Tesla planned this thing to have an exoskeleton, which is not anymore, which didn't follow through. So they actually use panels that they kind of click, or not click, but like fasten to the outside, which means you could probably use thinner steel for the European version. And also I think you need to do 2 slight adjustments in the front to round it a little bit. That might change the form factor a bit, but I could see this thing potentially coming to Europe because steer-by-wire is no problem. Every other technology that's inside of this car can be approved in Europe, no problem at all. It's just, I think, the pedestrian safety thing and the other stuff here. And I mean, it could come. I hope so. I've pre-ordered it and I'm gonna get it. When this thing hits the European roads, I'll be there and pick it up. I can tell you that, because this thing is insane. And I'm gonna drive this thing as a daily driver and offend every German person, because there are 2 things that German petrol heads especially hate, and that's pickup trucks because they are not efficient, and electric vehicles. And this thing is both of those things. So I gotta get it. So
what are your
wait a second, I'm still amazed by this. I have to take a turn here and just ride around the parking lot for 1 second.
Yeah,
please go on, ask your question.
Yeah, no, so what's your verdict? I mean, you have the latest Highland Model 3.
Yeah.
You've obviously driven the Model Y and stuff before, but like, what is your impressions of this?
So my impression of this is, even if you have a Model S Performance, like Model S Plaid, I would prefer this one, even if it's not the Cyber Beast. 100%. No hesitation at all, because I've tested that as well. So I'm a little experienced now with Teslas, and I also drove the Model X Plaid, for example. Also, we rented that out to here for the US. But this thing, I would prefer this immediately, because this steer-by-wire thing is the game changer here. I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
And I think also
you're barely touching it too.
Nothing. I mean, a child could turn around this thing and probably drive. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
I did not do anything at all. This is the most insane thing. That's so nice. Yeah. It's such a nice vehicle. Absolutely insane. So my verdict is yes. It's better than the Model 3 Highland. It's better than the Model S Plaid, in my opinion. Even if you have the entry-level version of the Cybertruck, I would get it immediately, in my opinion. And this thing for camping, get out of this. I mean, that's how couldn't you use this for camping? I mean, even if we didn't even talk about the great things that you have with bidirectional charging, because you can power your home with this for 1 week. How insane is that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely. So I love it. Yeah. Verdict is I love it.
Thank you again for all of your work that you do for the community in Germany and Europe.
For me, it's like almost like a conversion. I want to have the American Tesla influencers kind of get a feel what's happening in Europe for the American market, but also kind of be bridge the gap a little bit, because I think it's so important to many people in Germany don't really realize what's happening with Tesla right now. That's why I'm doing the channel, because many people don't even know what FSD is, and people are still sleeping. It's crazy. Yeah. And it's important that they wake up, because suddenly it will be an update, and suddenly everywhere, if that's approved in Europe, no chance for the German automotive industry, seriously. And that's a huge deal, and they are not woken up. That's why I wanted to bring like a this perspective over to Europe, and from Europe the information to you guys in the US.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you,
Jan. For...
God, thank you. Finally, my dream come true. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming through. Thank you for all you did at the Tesla Takeover Europe in Austria, and we'll put Jan's channel in the description, Tesla Fix, and
Yeah.
make sure you subscribe to his channel, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye, everybody.